stacking.
All right, guys. As you can see here, I'm went ahead and booted up the switch right after stacking it. Now you can see this error that pops up. This error right here, it says stack cable authentication failed on stack port 2 on switch 1. Now that's pretty much showing that, hey, there's probably the cable that I plugged in on port B on the top switch. There's something going on with it. So there's some things that not everything that you install or when you're trying to like have everything connected is going to work automatically right out the blue. There's some things that you're going to have to troubleshoot, and this is a good example of how we're going to troubleshoot this. Okay, so I went ahead and try to push the cable all the way in because sometimes that might affect, like, how it's going to boot up properly, right? But instead it's still showing this failed issue, so there might be an issue with the cable itself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and swap out the cable. All right, so I went ahead and swapped out that stacking switch cable right at the back. Okay, so I use a new cable for it. So obviously, when the switch is usually booting up, that first switch is going to be saying waiting for 120 seconds for the other switches to boot because it recognizes that the stack cable is in there. So it's going to be looking for the second one. It's going to be like, yo, where is my homeboy at? He need to go ahead and pull up. So the other dude, once it starts recognizing that, it's going to start booting. Okay. All right. So I popped right into the second switch right here. And honestly, what you can see is that it didn't fully boot up. When you notice when a switch doesn't fully boot up, it'll usually start showing like switch and then the colon pretty much right here. So it means it's in Raman mode, and that Raman mode is like it's like a think of it like on a Windows PC, it's like a BIOS setting before actually getting to the actual operating system. That's pretty much what a Cisco switch is for this particular part. It's Raman mode, so pretty much kind of like a bit of a BIOS setting here. Okay. So what it did, it only uh, stopped at Raman, and the thing is, it didn't boot the iOS fully. So what I did is I initiated the command boot to see if it can go ahead and boot the iOS file that I applied to it, right? So it can boot the packages up again. Obviously, it's gonna take a while, but we're gonna see exactly like what like let's get it. Let's get it. I need it to boot up so it can recognize the other one. Obviously, now it's coming up. And you see right here, it then shows, hey, switch is number 2. Obviously, I plugged in the second switch. Okay, I plugged in the second switch to it. So then switch is number 2. It's like, hey, all right, I recognize I'm the second one. All right, so that means we're in the good hands. So that method that I showed y'all, obviously, starting just having the first one boot up first, then you boot up the second one it makes it a whole lot easier. Now I know which one is A and which one is B. They know which one is A and which one is B. Okay, so now Switch console is now available. I hit enable. I'm gonna do show interface status. Status. You remember when I was saying, hey, it needs to be able to see both ports, right? It needs to be able to see. They need to be able to see each other's interfaces, the ports on the switch. This is what I mean, right? So now I'm seeing 1, 2. It goes all the way to 24, right? And then it then starts from 201, 202, all the way to 22 to 24 exactly. So that means we actually stacked the switches correctly.
All right, y'all. Now, as you can see, this one recognizes the first one. This one recognizes the second one. Okay, I had to swap that a stacking cable at the back. As you can see right here, this was the one that was throwing off the issue on the error. Okay, which usually goes off to that second part. Now, the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna set up the firewalls. Okay, and we're gonna make them become one. All right, pretty much in some Dragon Ball Z terms, we're gonna fuse them. Okay, all right, we're gonna turn this into Vegito on the network. All right, so I'll see y'all then.